listening to the Key Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs. Kurt Maggs Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Kurt Maggs Radio Show, also the Key Witness Media Podcast. How's everybody doing today? Yes, we're here. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Definitely appreciate you. First, I wanted to say you can listen to these episodes on the Spreaker Network. You can also listen to these episodes on iTunes, Google Play. You can also listen to it on the Stitcher Network. Just go to any of these locations, punch in the Key Witness Media Podcast, and it should pop right on up. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, give your opinions on what you think about the show. If you like it, you don't like it, what episodes that your favorites, just anything. Go ahead and do what you got to do, and hopefully we're giving you the quality programming and thoughts that you will enjoy to hear. First, I would like to pay some respects to a few people who I feel that respect is due. First, to the late Dick Gregory. Thank Dick Gregory for keeping us with open minds and using his comedy and humor to also open up the minds and the eyes and the ears of the people. I would also like to pay homage to Jerry Lewis for just being one of the funniest guys as far as wackiness that you can even think of, because he definitely was a very wacky person. And I used to just laugh at just some of his faces and some of the expressions that he would make during his comedy. Some of the movies, some people may say, oh, those are old movies that he did. If you still look at those movies, you can still laugh and have a good time watching them. And if you look at guys like Jim Carrey pretty much patterned himself from what Jerry Lewis was doing. So we just want to pay homage to those guys. Also, thank Jerry Lewis for doing those muscular dystrophy telethons. I know everybody remember those coming on TV. And he would definitely have a bunch of people coming on the show to represent and to help do that effort. Those guys will be greatly missed, but their mark that they have left on the world and in the society will never be forgotten. Also, I want to send out prayers to the people of Houston. I believe it was Corpus Christi, the people of Texas in general, because they're all going to have to do something to help the efforts over Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey was definitely something that no one really truly expected. I think you can always look at a forecast and think that, hey, you know what? It could be bad or it could be not too bad. And a lot of times you're hoping for not too bad and that the steam that it's gaining, would die out. There's been times that have happened. So we don't really think about the worst. We always think of, something at least a little bit more positive. But send out prayers to them and hopefully speedy recovery, and hoping that everything is being rebuilt and plans are underway. So just praying for them and hoping that things go okay for them. I think I'm going to go ahead and go into something that I feel that is very important to me and been something that I believe needs to be said in front of my mouth. About a week and a half ago, I was contacted by a former coworker that I used to work with in the steel mill at U.S. Steel Gary Works. And he let me know that one of our coworkers was having some problems as far as health. And from what he's telling me, it was cancer, and it was brain cancer. And his name was Trinity Burns. Trinity Burns was a good guy, hard worker, loved baseball, great sense of humor. a guy that you would hang out with, who you can trust. You could probably just tell and say anything to him, and he will have something positive to say. And he will give you what he felt about it. Well, a couple of days ago, we got word that Trinity Burns passed away from the brain cancer. I would like to reflect on a few things as I think about Trinity Burns. I remember working with Trinity, and he was definitely an avid baseball lover. We would talk about baseball all the time, and there was a couple of times where we would talk about certain players that we liked and this and that. And I remember him used to always name certain players. I remember him used to bring up Randy Johnson all the time, talking about pitchers. We're going way back here, so anybody who remembers Randy Johnson, he was a heck of a pitcher. And Trinity knew my favorite baseball player was Ken Griffey Jr. And he used to always kind of razz me about Ken Griffey Jr. because Ken Griffey would always get hurt. And we would be sitting in this room. We call it the Holiday Inn. It was a break room type thing, and we was always called the Holiday Inn. And he would come in there and say, "Hey, Kurt, Griffey's hurt again. Your boy's hurt again. We don't what is the problem?" I was like, I have no idea. But Griffey stayed hurt a lot. And some people think it's because of his he was a vegetarian and not eating meat. So his bones and his muscles were not as strong as they should have been. But we really can't 100% say that, so I digress on that. But that was one of the Trinity was kind of razzing me about it. But it was all fun and games, you know. So it was times I would come up with one of his players get hurt, and I would say, "Hey, you know, your boy got hurt again." And, you know, we'd all just crack up laughing and having a good time. Also, I recall a time where we were talking about movies and this and that, and he loved Star Wars. And I wasn't too crazy about Star Wars and really didn't want to see it. I could care less if they ever made another one. So he said something about Star Wars and this and that. He goes, "Hey, you like Star Wars? Anybody like in your house like Star Wars?" Like, nah. That's like, I'm not a big sci-fi guy into all that space stuff. So he said, "Hey, man, no. He goes, "Give it a chance." And I was like, "Well, Trinity, no." I said, "I won't have time to sit there and watch Star Wars." He said, "No, give it a chance." He said, "Please." He said, "What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring out my trilogy set," which was only 3, at that time it was VHS tapes. And it was the first one, second one, and third one. So he said, "Hey, if you like it, just keep the tapes. But if you don't like it, just bring it back and, you know, oh, I tried to introduce you to something new, which I think it was well worth your time and your you examining it and just saying, hey, this is a great movie." So he brought the tapes. I took them home, and me and my wife watched them. But I think the main thing he really pushed, he said, "Hey, this is going backwards." He goes, "The beginning is the end." And that really threw me off for a loop. I'm like, the beginning is the end? He goes, "Just watch him. Just watch him." So I took him home, and I think after a couple of days that weekend, me and my wife went on and watched him. After that, we were sold. And I said, "Trinity, I love Star Wars." He said, I told you, you would love it. You would love it. See, now, hey, I said, "Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and pay for that series from you." He goes, No, you can have it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I got more anyway. He goes, "I don't care about that." He goes, "You keep it." So I was like, okay, no problem. And really good guy, man. I really had a lot of love and respect for Trinity Burns. And, well, to this day, my kids love Star Wars, to the point where my son has been to a Star Wars convention. I'll let you know how far just him letting me know that this was a great series and you need to see it. Also, another great time, we all went to a basketball game. We went to go see the Chicago Bulls. That was a time when when the Bulls had Elton Brand and Ron Artest. They were playing against the Philadelphia 76ers, and we really wanted to go see Allen Iverson at the time the most. So we went there. A couple of guys that was with us, I think, was Mike Gething is the one who got the tickets. I'm trying to think who all went. James Holden, Dennis Ingram was the one who actually drove us all there. And we had a great time together. We had a great time. Got to enjoy downtown Chicago. We even went to the Dave & Buster's and had a good time there. You know, some things and some memories you never forget, and who the people that you spent it with. And I think Jimmy Mack too. Jimmy Mack. I can't leave out Jimmy Mack. We all spent that time together, and there was no other group of guys and people that I would love to have spent my time with. And the passing of Trinity Burns really bothered me, because I can say that I really didn't keep up with many people after we left here. I remember even the time they came down here after I first moved down here. They came and visited me when I was, I think I had only been down here a month, and we were hoping to be able to do some other things together. But when I got down here to the city of Indianapolis, I got so busy to the point where I couldn't really do much. And most of my time was spent working, going to church, and having some of my musical endeavors. I was working on that all at the same time, so I wasn't able to get around and spend the time that I should have. All I can say, Trinity Burns, thank you. I appreciate you. Much love and respect. You'll never be forgotten. You will never be forgotten for me and anybody in my family. I would like to say my condolences to the Trinity Burns family, his wife. I found out he actually had a daughter and a son. To his mom and dad, grandparents, all of his friends. Terry Rowan, for the one who contacted me, even letting me know that he was ill and when he passed. Trinity, you left a print in many people's lives. And one day, we will all see each other. You will be greatly missed. Much love, much respect. Till we meet again, friend. Trinity Burns, great job. Peace and God bless.
You're now listening to the Key Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs.